Alright, so this is my first video about some things that I've been feeling. Um, I just want to say that I do believe in God. And lately I have been asking Him to guide me, and that I want to be someone special to Him. I want to give up my old ways and just be someone special to Him and worship Him right and just kind of do the right thing. So I came across this guy on YouTube, and his name was Zachary Wilkinson. And with every video that I came across with this dude, it just hit my heart. It just hit my heart in a way that never hit my heart. And it just made me really believe, even more than I had already. So I had asked the Lord, I was like, God, can you give me a sign? Whatever dreams everyone else has been having, can I have the same dream? Because I want to be in a loop. I don't want to be oblivious. I want to be prepared. I want to be whatever the Lord wants me to be. So last night I went to pick up my fiance from our job, and it was around 5:30ish, and about maybe 5:45, we're on our way home. And I'm driving straight. I'm telling my fiance about the guy that I saw on YouTube, and in a panic he goes, "Oh my God, turn around!" And I'm looking at him like, "Honey, what's wrong? What's wrong?" He's like, "You didn't see that car in that bush?" And I'm just like, "Car in that bush? What are you talking about?" So, homie makes me turn around. We turn around. There is a car. It's a turn that we have to come around. It's like we're going under a bridge and we're coming to make a turn, and the car was pretty much right here, the edge of the turn where where it would be to step out of the street and onto the grass. So lo and behold, it's this car, motor running, front is all messed up. Clearly this car got into an accident. So I'm panicking because something in my spirit is telling me, don't approach this car, don't go to this car. And my fiance is like, we need to see if they're all right. We need to see if they're all right. And I'm like, babe, I'm all gung-ho for helping somebody, but something in my heart is just telling me, don't do it. But then also something is telling me in my heart, from God. And do I think it was from God? I don't know. So I'm not going to say something I'm not sure of. But, a part of me was like, you want to be a follower of mine, and you want to be a helper of mine and a servant of mine, yet if someone's in that car, you are not willing to go up to them and save them. And I'm juggling between myself. I'm like, Lord, I'll save somebody in a hot second, but my gut feeling is also telling me, don't approach this car. So people down the road stop, they call the police. Another guy stops, and I walk up to him. I'm like, excuse me, sir, we see this person's car is in the road, the motor's on, the light on. I had a little baby flashlight with me. So the guy takes it, and we all walk up to the car. And as we walk up to the car, the front is all damaged, and me personally, I couldn't even look, because if there was a body in the car, I couldn't see it. I didn't want to see it. And then on top of that, my fiance and the man were already looking in the car, so there was really no point in me looking in the car. So what happened? So the guy looks in the car, and I'm like, what do you guys see? And they're like, no one's in there. No one's in the car. No one's in the car. Motor running, car damaged, and the angle of this car, it was almost like it flew into a stack of corn stalks. The grass was so high, or the weeds were so high, the trees and the bushes were just so high that when it flew in, how your door can get kind of jammed against something, and it'll be kind of hard for you to open. And I asked my fiance, I was like, did the door look open? He was just like, no. No. And it's just kind of what do you mean there's no one in the car? So right when we finished investigating, we started walking back to my car, and the police came to investigate the scene. So, they walk up to the car, and we're yelling oh this, oh that, we checked it out, motor's running. So they come over to us, and he's like, did you guys see anything? And I was like, we were just driving, and we saw the car, and we came, and they checked in the car, and no one was there. And the cop was kind of like, He's like, well, I mean, there's pretty much nothing we can do. So then it was whatever. We went in our car, we went our way, and we talked about it, and everybody else went their own way. The cops, went their own way, and it was just eerie because it's like, how is no one in that car? And we had made a U-turn into this parking lot, and the U-turn where the parking lot was, if we went all the way to the end of the parking lot, you could see how the car almost would have been in the parking lot. Like, it was the street, the grass, the parking lot, and the car was like diagonally, like almost like coming in from the side, like trying to cut across the parking lot if it could. And we could see the lights, and we could see the tail lights, and a part of me is telling me, don't go any closer, just turn and cut the parking lot and turn around. So I totally do this. Now, what was bothersome to me was because when I was watching the guy's video, he had a video and it talked about a false rapture. And that was pretty much how, like, aliens or demons would come and kind of just make people missing. And that would kind of be the explanation for why so many people were just starting to go missing. And I couldn't help but think about that. And in my heart, something just said, yeah, this is the start. And I felt like it made me wonder how come I didn't notice that? Normally I'm a person that notices things when things are off. Like if people are hurt, damaged, if your like gas pump is open, whatever the case. I'm a person that notices little things like that. And I'm like, why did I not notice that vehicle? When I'm driving, I'm always looking around. So why did I not notice this vehicle? I don't know. All I could think about was the guy's video, how I felt in my spirit about approaching the car, and what we found when we approached it. And a part of me in my heart, I don't know if this was God 100% talking to me, so I'm not going to say it was 100%. But in my heart, it felt like, this is what I wanted you to see. This is how it's going to begin. Simple things like this. Simple everyday things like this. There's an accident, but there's no body. Simple things like this. And that's all I could really think. So I'm kind of like, Lord, like simple things like this. Like, you mean like the false rapture? Like people just going to start disappearing? But, I haven't received the answer on it yet. So I'm kind of just waiting. I'm kind of nervous. That was a very eerie situation for me. That was the first time I ever saw like an accident that I had to walk up to and I had to kind of partake in a little. And I really hope that person's fine. That happened literally on the same road as my house, like just the farthest back it could possibly be. But, I mean, it was just really eerie. But I digress. If you're watching this, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you haven't thanked the Lord for waking you up this morning, thank Him. I thank Him almost just about every day. I try to remember. I always thank Him for getting me through the night and not shutting down the world while we were sleeping, and just for the sun rising. So just for the little things. So amen, and have a good day.